Mehbooba Mufti's daughter, Iltija Mufti, has now stoked a fresh row with her latest comment on the Delhi terror attack. Iltija Mufti has now said that one must introspect and wonder where we are headed towards as a society, a problem that people refuse to acknowledge or admit. Let's listen in to what she's had to say. All right, we'll play that reaction in a bit, but Anand joins me. Anand, on a day when we also have somebody like Asaduddin Owaisi completely condemn Omar Nabi's speech, you also have terror sympathizers, that too from the polity of Jammu and Kashmir, who continue to support this kind of terror.
Iltija Mufti is echoing Imran Masood. So there will always be these sympathizers and apologists for radicals. They are not misguided. They are not, this is not a problem. These are all guided, weaponized missiles against Indian society. And these people have been radicalized by entities who are enemies of the state and who don't identify with the tricolor. And Iltija Mufti, Mehbooba Mufti, the PDP has been infamous for trying to dally with such entities in Jammu and Kashmir. But Miss Iltija Mufti should use her better sense to understand that people who are educated, who are formally trained, how is it that a pediatrics, an MD pediatrics, how is it a gold medalist in medical science and examinations, and how is it that someone who is a regular doctor serving at the government medical college in Srinagar turns into a Maulvi in Naugam and he's radicalizing and he's peddling Jaish literature and virulent ideology. These are not issues. This is not a problem, and nor are these misguided. These are entities who are radicalized, who don't identify with the tricolor and the Indian state. Miss Iltija Mufti needs to consider that her mother herself has signed and taken sworn on the constitution and has accepted the tricolor. So if this is Hindustan, people who are pushing a narrative which is alien to Hindustan or against the very brain of Hindustan or vein of Hindustan or what we stand for as a nation and the tricolor, these people deserve no sympathy. This is not a problem. This is an issue that needs to be dealt with because there has been this soft peddling and patronage of these white-collared radicals and white-collared terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere, and it is these white-collared radicals and white-collared terrorists who need to be denounced and rejected, that they do not represent all of society. Ms. Iltija Mufti, Mehbooba Mufti, Imran Masood and all of them have to now reconsider their words and say, first reject these people. Say they are not part of the Muslim society, they are not part of the Indian society, these are all exceptions and they are not a problem. They are guided, weaponized entities who have been guided, weaponized because of certain mullahs and maulvis who are getting a free run. Sitting on the mimbar in mosques, which is supposed to be a place of a holy place where you're supposed to be the voice of Allah or voice of God. You're supposed to disseminate knowledge, information which talks about humanism and humanity. You are not supposed to be sitting there and radicalizing entities against the state and goading them to take the lives of innocents. So that is the problem. These mullahs and maulvis are the problem, and a free run for such radicals is the problem.
Absolutely.
And Iltija Mufti needs to put in her efforts to work towards that. That would be the suggestion that people would want to make.
Absolutely. The mullahs, maulvis and influential political figures, whether it is Iltija Mufti, her mother Mehbooba Mufti, or even Farooq Abdullah, the National Conference Chief. Many thanks to you, Anand, for putting that into perspective for us. That's also elicited a response from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let's listen in to what Shahzad Poonawala of the BJP has had to say.
वोट बैंक के नाम पर आतंकी बचाओ गैंग फिर से एक बार काम पर। पहले महबूबा मुफ्ती ने आतंकी हमले को दिल्ली में जस्टिफाई किया, अब उनकी बेटी इल्तिजा मुफ्ती भी विक्टिमहुड कार्ड खेलकर जस्टिफाई कर रही है। और ये कोई एकलौते नहीं है, ये पूरी स्पिन डॉक्टर्स ऑफ टेरर की इकोसिस्टम है। ये वही लोग हैं जो अफजल गुरु, याकूब मेमन, बुरहान वानी, फिर सिमी के आतंकी, इनकी पैरवी करते हैं, बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर के टेररिस्ट की पैरवी करते हैं। इनका एक ही लक्ष्य है, वोट बैंक नीति, अब राष्ट्र नीति। वोट बैंक के लिए आतंकी बचाओ गैंग फिर से काम पर।